channel. I'm Athena. This is my channel, Stitch and Goddess Designs. This is a channel about cross stitch and Harry Potter. Welcome back. If you're returning, welcome back. If you are new, thank you so much for stopping, checking me out, seeing what my channel is about. Like, subscribe, stay if you so choose. I've had some new, I feel like I've had some new subscribers, but I feel like this Would You Rather is working so well because I'm getting a lot more comments and I'm a lot more back and forth in the comments. So thank you to everybody for participating in that and shouting out your answers. I'm having a lot of fun going and reading everybody's responses and stuff. So we will talk about that a little bit later. So we've got a Would You Rather this week. We've got stitching. I have actually stitched on some stuff. I've got some new shirt designs that are available, so I'm going to show you some of those. Of course, we've always got like life stories intermingled in between the whole entire thing. So let's sit back, relax, settle in. Let's see, what do we want to talk about first? There's like so many different topics on my list. It's crazy. Okay, so I mean, it's a channel about cross stitch. Let's start with stitching. Let's just do that. When I last recorded, part of my reach is way over there in the chair. It was November 1st, and y'all, I pulled out, because on the 1st, we stitch on death. And so I pulled out Death by Cross Stitch. Oh, I love this bag so much. Tell me that this bag does not just totally match. Okay, so this is Death by Cross Stitch. If you are new to cross stitching, this is a pattern by Long Dog. Nobody can ever say their name right. Long Dog Samplers. And this is what the entire pattern looks like. She is a beast. It is literally Death by Cross Stitch. 363 stitches by 447 stitches. I am up here-ish, and I'm working my way down this way. So, let's see. I'll show you the overall. Overall, this is where we are, where I am. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's where I'm at. I mean, it's a giant piece of fabric to try to finagle the whole thing. So that's where I'm at right now. And what I worked on the 1st was, I believe I finished off this triangle area here. Oh, I'm still working in there. It's not all the way done yet. And I think I did some more like stretched out down here. I didn't get very much in, but I did get some stitches in, and you can see I am working. There's a couple more stitches that's left in there to finish that off. So I'm doing this on an 18 count, just off-white Ada. It's basically white, but there's a touch of cream to it. And the floss is by Dying for Cross Stitch. I always have to think. It's Dying for Cross Stitch, dying as in your dyeing colors. And it's in the colorway Unicorn. And she doesn't always stock all of her colors regularly, but she does do redyes. So if you go to her website, Dying for Cross Stitch, you should be able to find Unicorn eventually, hopefully. If not right now. I don't know. I haven't checked recently. Okay, so that was the 1st. Then on the 2nd, I should have started. I did not put anything close to me, you guys. I should have started November. However, October wasn't done. So I was continuing to work on October, and then I don't think I got a finish on the 2nd. I'm trying to think when I actually did finish. I don't I don't 100% remember. But I did finish it. There we go. That's all I know. I finished it. And I have the buttons kind of pinned to it, so I know those are the buttons that go to it when I go to FFO. I absolutely love the way the colors, those are 3 different colors for those leaves, but they turned out gorgeous. The squirrel is a nice little sandy brown. Yeah. So, love the way that turned out. And again, I can't remember when exactly I finished that, but it's done. So, eventually I can start November. And these patterns are by Raise the Roof. Here's the November one. These are out of print designs, and here's what I need to do for November. So, let me look at the pattern itself, because I think some of those leaves are buttons. Yeah, that one's a button, and that one's a button. So, this one right here is a button, and this one right here is a button. The rest of them are stitched. So, and then the words. I don't think that's too terrible. I think it's doable. I mean, they're all doable, but since I ran October into November, I am gonna take a break for that for a little bit and then come back to that later. I have other things that are screaming at me. So, First Friday was the 3rd. Yes, the first Friday of the month is Fancy Lady Friday. And I have Athena. I do not have the overall picture of her. My gorgeous, amazing, and lovely friend, Melina from Count Twice Stitch Once, has the pattern because she took it from paper to, she literally just entered all of the squares into a digital pattern and turned it digital for me. So, let me... I never remember how to spell her name. Let me pull up a picture of her. Here we go. This is what, perfect. This is what she will look like when she's done. I've never stitched a Mirabilia. I've never stitched a Fancy Lady, and this is probably the only one I'm gonna stitch. It's just not a whole lot of my aesthetic, but Athena, obviously. And of course, why not? If you're gonna do it, if you're only gonna do it once, just go big or go home. Good Lord. I picked a very large, almost full coverage one to start off with. I'm trying to orient it the right way. It goes this way. So I'm working on her dress. You can kind of see where I'm working on her dress right there. So it's a whole lot of trusting the process, because like these blocks of like brown and blue are like totally throwing me, but it's this right here, that fold, and then you do have some like bluer colors in the dress itself. So I'm putting these colors in and I'm like, are we sure? Are we sure? And I'm like, trust the process. She is not a world-renowned designer for nothing. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. Okay, so that's what I wanted to talk about. So, because Melina charted her for me into a PDF or a digital whatever, and then I was able to put that into Pattern Keeper. Now, for Pattern Keeper, I've only ever stitched my Haid from Pattern Keeper, and when I just dropped it in, it was like, here you go. So when I dropped this one in, she had very clearly, you have to chart the Karen water lilies, and you have to chart the beads, and stuff like that. So I don't think there's Kreinik in this one. There's just beads and the silk. So the pattern keeper didn't want to recognize those ones. So I had to go in there. I had to name them, but I've never done anything like this before. So I was like, what do you want me to do? I don't understand. There wasn't really any sort of instruction. There was like a kind of an instruction screen, but then it went away before I could like read it. Whatever. So I got them in there after many attempts. I finally was like, oh, this is how we do this. Okay, I got it. And like once I understood like some of them were beads, it was really helpful because to enter them all in and then figuring out how to assign their colors, because if you enter into DMC, the program recognizes DMC and it pulls that DMC color. But if you're entering in something different, you gotta kind of go to the color wheel and choose as close as you can get. So yes, it took me a while to get it going. And then once I got it all the way done and everything in there, I think I had like 2,200 stitches is what I had completed on her. Because I have been stitching on her before. So I entered in everything I had done. It was about 2,200 stitches. I put in another 300 stitches that night, but I had to take an ice cream break in between because, it was, I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh, I don't know about this kid's technology. I'm not that old. I'm hoping I'm not that old, but it was like, where's the instruction manual? What information? If you just tell me what information you want, I got you. And I was so confused because there was like, and I can't even remember what I called it. Horsey. I was calling it the horsey. What did I say? The horsey chess token or something like that. And I said it like on purpose, completely incorrect, because Beth was on the call and her husband is like an avid, like semi-professional chess player. And I was hoping he was in the background and could hear me. He wasn't. But anyways, they had all those, like that symbol next to everything. And I'm like, I don't understand what that symbol, what they can't have all the same symbol. What is happening? But then also at the top, there was a different symbol. And I'm like, what? Why is the chess piece there? I don't understand. And let me see. I don't think I have. Oh, wait. Is there? Yeah. So on the DMC, there's the horse. I don't know how well that's. There you go. There's the horse. And that's why the symbol was there, because it was trying to make them be a DMC. So then once I figured that out, then I could click on that and change it to other. And then I could like assign it a color. But if you left it as the horse and you tried to just like type in, it wouldn't let you choose a color. Because you're typing in like celery is like one of the colors. And that's clearly not a DMC number. So it was waiting for a DMC number, and as soon as you got the number, it would give you the color. But because I wasn't putting a number in, it was like, I don't know what to tell you. But then once I figured out I could change the horse to something else, y'all, I'm telling you, the struggle was real. And I was on a chat, and I was glad for the company, but it was a lot. So I got about 300 stitches in on her. Also, she's on an even weave over 2, so I do not have a fun time going over 2. Counting is, it's a whole brain shift to be able to like go over and like, I can't do it. Okay, that was on first Friday, I think, and then I finished the October one at some point. And then last night was the 7th, and that is Harry Potter chat night. And so I pulled out and worked on Good Morning Maui's Harry 1. I did some more work on Fluffy, and I failed miserably, honestly, at stitching last night. I was having too much fun with the conversation and not paying attention to the stitching. And Beth led a little bit of trivia for us last night, so I was having fun with that, and yeah, I just didn't get a lot of the stitching done. So here's where I'm at overall. I have this on a lovely purple fabric. I think this is a PTP, but I can't remember what it's called. And I worked on Fluffy. I did not get him finished, but I had hoped to. I got all this color in. And then I need to fill in some color in his ears, and then black back stitching and some quarter stitches and full stitches and all the things for the eyes and the nose and the collars. And then Fluffy will be done. He's cute. And I like that he has like each head on Fluffy has a different face, and I thought that was really cute. So that should be next 7th. I mean, if not before, but I doubt it. Oh, pardon me. We had a time change this week. Can y'all tell? Oh my goodness. I was listening to, I was watching Janet Jabber, and she was like, can we all just come together? If it's even just one little thing, can we get rid of this time change? And she said something about it being like a farm thing. And what cracks me up is I feel like that's very much the overall, like that's, I don't know where everybody came up with that, but that's the overall what everybody, it was the farmers that wanted the change, the daylight, the clocks, whatever. Talk to a farmer. Talk to anybody. You don't even have to talk to a farmer. Talk to somebody who has pets. You're dealing with animals and you want to do a time chain? That is impossible. All week long, guarantee you, all week long, everybody is adjusting their pets, farm animals, whatever have you, to a new feeding schedule because all of a sudden the clocks changed and they don't freaking know that. What? My stomach says it's 6 o'clock, sir, and you need to feed me. And, it's really only 5. So, we gotta wait an hour, sorry. And they're like, no, not having it. Little kids, teachers hate it because it destroys the kids. I mean, it destroys us all. But yeah, little kids are adjusting, and the teenagers are, more sleepy than they normally are. Adults are struggling. Everybody's cranky this entire week. It's ridiculous. So, what was I saying? I was saying something else about that stitch when I got waylaid into time changes. I don't remember. It's gone out of my head. I was saying that I will finish Fluffy next December 7th. For sure. I will finish Fluffy. Let's see. If you're not following me on Instagram, please go follow me on Instagram. At Athena X Stitches, also at Stitching Goddess Designs. At Stitching Goddess Designs is more all shirt focused. I don't put really anything else in there. At Athena X Stitches is going to be more of all the cross stitch stuff and just like daily life stuff that I put in my stories. So I have been walking every day for 7 days. I started November 1st, and today's the 8th. I have not done my walk yet today. It's a little bit warmer today. It's like high 70s, which, I'm sorry, excuse me, what? It's November. And I cannot, I become overheated really easily, and then I become cranky and more tired, and just any sort of overheating situation is just not good for me. So I will wait until like the sun has gone down, where it's kind of like the sun's setting, it's cooling off, whatever. Hopefully it'll be cooler. But I am really, really striving to I mean, the goal right now is every day for the month of November. So I mean, I know I'm only 7 days in, but 7 days is a really good start. And I'm hoping that I can make it every single day. I'm walking for 1 mile, which if I walk out of my house and I kind of just go down the street, there's this little pond here, and it kind of, I'm in like a subdivision, so the roads are weird. So I kind of just go down and around, and it ends up back in a circle, and I'm here back at my house. If I do 4 of those, it's 1 mile. And the reason I do this walk, and so like I could like go out for half a mile and then come back, right? But in my current situation and my current health and all the struggles, if I do this walk and I do 4 laps, if for whatever reason at a quarter mile or a half mile or whatever, if I get, 1, 2, 3 laps in and I am experiencing extreme symptoms that are like stopping me from continuing my walk, which has not happened yet, knock on wood, I'm able to bail out and be home. So this is why I'm doing it this way. My goal right now is 14 days at my current length and about my current speed. Some days my speed is a little bit faster, some days my speed is a little bit slower, but I'm around about the same speed, averaging. At 2 weeks, I would like to consistently up the pace slightly. And then at about 2 weeks again, I'll up the pace again. And if I'm comfortable at that pace after another 2 weeks, I would like to see about maybe increasing the distance. Maybe we do 1.25 miles, maybe we do 5 laps. So I'm just taking it slow. Also, fun fact, it is, because I found an app, or not an app, a website. I don't have to, if you're super interested, message me. I can figure it out. I just can't remember it off the top of my head. But it's a website where I can literally drop a pin at my house and then like drag my route, and it tells me this is how far this is, this is how far this is. So I went and dropped a pin at the parking garage at Universal Studios, and I walked my little finger across the screen until I got to Diagon Alley. I traced my route as I would normally until I got to Diagon Alley. And it is 1 mile from the parking garage-ish, depending on where you park in the garage, right? From the parking garage to Florian Fortescue. So you got to get in Diagon Alley and then kind of backing around to Florian Fortescue's. And it's about 1 mile. So as I'm doing my 4 little laps, I'm like, okay, I've hit the 1/4 mile. I'm at such and such place, and a half mile I'm at such and such place. And I'm just like envisioning that I'm walking at Universal to try to make it more fun. I hate walking. If you're not following me on Instagram and you haven't seen my stories, I hate it. I hate going on my stupid walk for my stupid health and my stupid mental health. But I have to admit that I mean, it's nice to get out and go for those walks. A couple of times I've taken my earbuds and put some music on because I needed to like really push, like I was having a really low energy day. But for the most part, so far I've just been walking in silence, no earbuds, no nothing. And just, I mean, it's fall. The leaves are beautiful. I keep looking at this tree behind me because there's a beautiful gold tree, and then behind it is a vibrant orange, and it's just so pretty. It's so pretty. Maybe I will take some pictures of no, fall foliage in Colorado is amazing. Fall foliage up in Massachusetts, amazing. But I'm saying we're not too shabby here in Missouri. We've got some. I was driving just yesterday to the post office, and I was like, good Lord. Like there's bright reds and oranges and golds, and I'm like, oh, it's so pretty. I might drop some pictures in. But yeah. Anyways, I'm enjoying the fall walks. I'm enjoying when it is cooler, being able to go out and walk in the cold, and just the leaves, the wind blowing the leaves, and just. And I live in a really quiet neighborhood because it's a subdivision. You don't have like a lot of car traffic and whatever. I'm rambling. It's really nice. My walks are really nice. I hate them, but they're really nice. And I have my friends that are encouraging me and supporting me and walking with me. There's a couple that are, I mean, Christine is running, Beth is walking, like whatever. We're all trying to do something to get moving. And Beth is really good at celebrating the little goals and the little things. And she's always happy to celebrate a new start. If you fell off for a day and you started again tomorrow, yay, great, because that's a whole new start. And let's not dwell on the fact that you missed a day. Let's celebrate the fact that you're getting out there and you're doing it again. You missed a day, but you picked it back up the next day, or however many days in between. Like you started again, and let's celebrate that. So I really love my friends and all the support I'm getting and encouragement and all the things. So having a lot of fun with that. I also this week did some whip organizing. Now over here in this section of my Harry Potter room, I had 31 totes, like bag situations, and they were like overflowing. And even the box you're sitting on right now had whips in it. So I had kind of whips scattered around in places. And they were sorted by like Christmas, Halloween, I don't even know. There was different like, themes. They were sorted kind of by themes in the bags. But it was a huge giant mess. And every time I went to go find one, it was like, let me flip through every single bag here and try to figure out where it is. And I have been wanting for a while because I have a lot of project bags, y'all. Every one of my whips is in a bag. Plus, I have like a huge stacks of bags not being used. That's a lot of bags. But like when you start a new whip, right? You use the bag that you have available. So sometimes I would start a Christmas whip, and all I had available was like a Harry Potter whip, or even a Halloween bag. A lot of my bags are Halloween bags. And so I wanted to go through and be like, okay, this is a Christmas project. Let's get it in a Christmas bag, and so on and so forth. And I feel like I did that for the majority. Some of them are kind of iffy. I have my like wedding sampler, anniversary, whatever thing that I'm stitching happily ever after in a Halloween bag, but they're all like skeletons that are dressed up in fancy pretty colors, and I'm like, it's like they're at a wedding for someone who died. And that's where my brain went. I've been wanting to do that for a while. I knew I needed to do that. 100% needed to do that in order to do the whip parade that I plan, that is coming soon, very soon. If not this month, it may not be this month, it'll probably be the beginning of December. We have a lot of family coming once again for Thanksgiving, bless my husband. But yeah, I'm going to be preparing for guests. So, but I got all of my whips, and up in my office, so my new goal inside of my head, this is my Stacie spot. This is my Harry Potter room. I would like for this to just be my Harry Potter room. Now that I have my office, so a lot of my cross stitch has been stored in here. A lot of the finishing pieces, fabrics, flosses, everything, like they've been in like bins, so you can't really see them, but they're stored around secretly within this room. But it's kind of like, this is here, this is over here, that's over there. And so I wanted to just like centralize it. And so I've been gradually taking all of the cross stitch upstairs and getting it all put away into my office. And so far, I mean, it's going really great. I got that shelf I showed you guys last week put in. Now I've got in the closet, there's shelves in the closet. And so I've got all of my whips just on a shelf right there. And they fit amazing. And yeah, I just want to keep going through things. I took down, you may notice there's something missing here. I had a sign here with all those needle minders on it. I took all those down because, yes, I like displaying some needle minders and like seeing them on a board or something like that, but I am drowning in needle minders. And I know I want to be able to take out a whip and be like, oh, I love that needle, and like see the needle minder with the whip, right? And who made, I don't know where in my mind that there was this rule that one needle minder per whip. Why is that a rule? That's not a rule. If you've got 4 needle minders that match that whip, put 4 needle minders on it. You're decorating your whip as you're working on it. It's little pieces of art that you add so that while you're creating art, they're there to bring you joy as well. So I have also been doing that, placing needle minders with whips that I think that they kind of match with. So it's been a process. This room is still a little bit of a disaster hurricane. My husband came home last week and the banister, there's like a banister right here and the kitchen is right there. This is all like open concept house, right? He walks up to this banister and he looks down here. I'm sitting over there in that corner in the middle of like all of the whips, all of the bags, everything. Over here, I wanted to clean off this chair of doom, and I did, but all I really did was move everything to this ottoman. So it was a disaster. And he looks down here and he's like, is this a it gets better before it gets worse situation? I was like, yes, it is. Walk away. He was like, okay. So, I will, all of this to say, I'm going to put a picture of my whips all pretty in a row. That's missing, it's missing these four or five whips that I've got, 4 whips that I have worked on this week. It's missing those, but, yeah, all pretty in a row. I'll put that in here. So the work will hopefully continue on organizing and all the things. Let's take a pause in all of my yakety. And let's talk about, would you rather. Last week, our would you rather was, would you rather use a bent needle or dull scissors? So it was stitching related. Where did my note go? There it is. I went and actually tallied because it kind of, I am shocked, y'all. I am 100% shocked. I thought that using the bent needle was going to be the resounding. I would rather use a bent needle because me personally, I think I would rather use I mean, I can 100% say I have not worked with a bent needle and I have not really worked with dull scissors either. So if I'm choosing, I think I'm choosing the bent needle. I mean, it's hard because the dull scissors, like, it shred your, I don't know. It's hard. But I'm thinking I was, my initial gut response was the bent needle. I don't really have a reason why. But I totally thought it was going to go bent needle all the way across the board. And no, bent needle did win, but it only won by 3. So in the comments, I have 8 for bent needle and 5 for dull scissors. There was a lot more people willing to do the dull scissors than I thought was going to be, I really thought it was just going to be a resounding, oh, I'll take the bent needle, because trying to cut your thread is, ugh. Tracy, my, my retreat wife, like the words. Tracy, my retreat wife from OG Stitchery, said dull scissors. I already stitch with some on occasion. You're correct about the scissors being dull in spots. If I have mine open all the way and then cut, there you go. No bent needles for me. Also, she went on to say, because last week I talked about these two people that are a famous singer and a famous football player that are being highly too much talking about these two people. She said, and if those two are never mentioned in a sports commentary again, I would not be mad about it. Thank you very much. Highly agree. And then let's see, Sarah, the redneck bifocal stitcher, she said bent needle all the way since I use them all the time. LOL. Okay, so she stitches in hand, and I feel like we're gonna hear a trend. For anybody who said bent needle, I think that they're a in hand sewing method stitcher. Stay with me. Well, Kathy Offman, 1016, Kathy Offman, you need to tell me if you stitch in hand. But she said bent needle for me, definitely. I'm a lefty, so almost every pair of scissors I try to cut with are like dull scissors to me, so I wouldn't want to do it intentionally. Okay, so then that had me down a hole. Are there left-handed embroidery scissors? Because I don't ever remember seeing, like, I have a ton of embroidery scissors, and I just don't ever remember seeing in the shopping for scissors, like, left-handed options. But then, okay, hang on. Now my brain is, like, playing with me, because there's these scissors. Like, these are clearly not left or right, right? You could use those, like, you could use those left-handed or right-handed, I feel like, because they're not any particular way. I don't know. I mean, does it matter if these are left or right-handed? Because, okay, I'm thinking of, like, scissors that are, like, do I even, oh my god, all of these scissors have the same holes on them. Y'all, now my brain is just playing tricks on me. Most all of my embroidery scissors, I'm not even seeing a pair that have, I'm thinking of scissors where you cut like that, like you put your multiple fingers over here, right? Like kid scissors. I don't have any. Or even like big fabric scissors or whatever, you put multiple fingers over here, you put your thumb over here, and then you cut. But embroidery scissors are just, like, they're just meant for, like, 2 fingers. Kathy, help me. Anybody else who's left-handed, let me know. Like, are embroidery scissors either which way? I'm confused. Okay. Then we've got Candy, the 614 stitcher. She would use dull scissors rather than a bent needle. She's stitched with a bent needle. It makes it hard to stitch makes it hard to 2-hand stitch, which is what I do. I 2-hand stitch as well. I feel like you definitely need that straight up or straight down, because on the bottom, when you're blind, if you're dealing with a bent needle, like, yeah, you need to be able to have, the needle needs to be straight. Connie from Couch Twice Stitched One said bent needle for sure, for the reason you stated. I don't remember what the reason I stated was. Was it because the in-hand sewing? Because she doesn't do in-hand sewing. And it's not a poke and stab. It's like sewing method. Maxime Blake said, dull scissors for sure. I have a pair. Ha ha. Also, it was her birthday November 1st. Happy birthday month. I'm not even going to say happy belated. Happy birthday month, Maxime. Lori, the flying cross stitcher, I would rather use a bent needle because I now do. Sometimes I take a needle out of the case and it's bent from last time. I am a 99% in-hand stitcher, so I feel that technique contributes to the bending it like Beckham. She also uses a ball tip needle which seems to bend easier than a regular needle. So again, that's that in hand, because you're going from like, I need more in hand stitchers to tell me, are all of your needles bent? Is that something that happens? Devi said dull scissors for sure. Sugar Plum Stitcher said, I can definitely use a bent needle over dull scissors. I hate when they hack the thread to bits before actually cutting them. She's also a little bent herself, so using a bent needle, not a big stretch. Lynn X Stitches said dull scissors make her crazy. She would rather use a bent needle. Also, Lynn, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into this. I'm going to remember this about the Lynn and the mustard. I'm saying it out loud so I remember. Mrs. Stitches, 100% dull scissors. I have even used kitty scissors. I feel like the needle is such an integral part to stitching. It needs to be pristine for me. I can cut with dull scissors. One just needs to pull the thread tight against the blade. So I'm really picky with my needles too. And like all of these comments are making me like, well, maybe my answer would be dull scissors, because I'm really picky with my needles. And if I tarnish my needles, which means they kind of lose the glide, and so when I'm coming through my Ada, especially when I'm coming through my Ada, it like squeaks. I don't know how any other way to describe that better than that, but it squeaks as it's coming through, and it's like nails on a chalkboard. I cannot take it. If it starts squeaking as soon as I finish, I mean, I will struggle through the rest of that length because I don't stitch with the tail. I have to cut it. So I'll finish that length. And then this little guy right here, he's empty now, but he holds all of my trash needles until I can get, I usually throw them away in an empty Pepsi bottle because it's the harder plastic that's harder to pierce. And these are not like super sharp needles to begin with. So that's how I usually dispose of my needles. Both Liz, Brand Cat from Stitched by Liz and Amanda Stitches both said just bent needles. So there you go. 8 to 5 needles over scissors. Amanda Stitches also touched a little bit on those two people that keep getting mentioned all the time. Now, don't get me wrong. The famous singer, I understand she's got a huge fan base. He also has a fan base. NFL itself has a massive fan base. And I have recently heard the argument that she is worldwide, where like the NFL is just America. Well, that's not technically true because they do international games, and I feel like there are NFL fans. I don't know. This whole who has more fans, who made who popular, I don't care. They're both popular. They both make ridiculous amounts of money. I don't care. But Amanda said, OMG. And she is a huge fan of this singer. This is the only year all of the NFL posts in my feeds are not actually annoying me, and it's because of her. I won't say her name, though, out of respect for you. I hate the NFL. I've never even watched a full game, but I could see how NFL fans might be getting annoyed. I'm usually highly annoyed during football season because that's all my social media feeds are. Football this and football that. So, yeah, be done. Just be done. Because while it's still in my brain, the Lynn with the mustard. Okay, I dove in to the whole Hines State things, all the things, okay? I went to the website, and unfortunately, this started in June, and it went from June to August. So the contest is already done. Now, mind you, I got my first packet that I ever saw in October, 2 months after this contest ended. So clearly the restaurants still have these condiments kicking around, right? So I don't know if it's going to be possible for me to catch all 50 of them now. And especially now that I have learned more. There are not 50 ketchup packets. There are not 50 mustard packets. There are 50 packets. And it ranges like, I was reading the article. There's like mayo, mustard, ketchup, barbecue sauce. I can't even remember what else, but there was like 7 different things. And then like, so they just, they take, Indiana, and they decide Indiana, the sandwich of choice of Indiana is a pork tenderloin sandwich, and it requires mustard, so we're going to put that on the mustard packet. There you go. So Indiana will not have a ketchup packet or a mayo packet or a barbecue packet. Indiana is the mustard packet, okay? So it's not 50 ketchup packets. It's 50 condiment packets. I'm like, okay, this is getting to be entirely too much, because I don't even know where I would find all of these. Like, also, in my searching, there are freaking eBay listings for all of them. I don't need them that bad. No. But I will say that Lynn, from Lynn X Stitches Creates, was, where was she at? She was at a retreat. Colleen's Rebel Stitchers retreat. I can't remember the name of it. But she got 4 ketchup packets, mustard packets for me. Mustard, yellow mustard. Indiana, the pork tenderloin sandwich. Pennsylvania is the soft pretzel. New York, the New York dog. And Michigan is a Coney dog. Like, a Coney dog in Michigan? Is that where Coney Island is? I thought Coney Island was like New Jersey? New York? I may be sounding stupid right now. Anyways, so she has me 4 mustard packets. I have 5 ketchup packets. So that means I have 9 states now. But like I said, some of the states are on mayo packets. Some of them are on barbecue. Like, some of them are on a simply ketchup packet, which I don't understand the difference. I feel like the entire thing is a little over my head at this point, and I need to just... Lynn, I will gladly take the mustard packets from you. I just don't know how many more I'll be able to find, especially since it ended in August. So, there's all that. Let's stick on the line of food. I'm trying to get this under an hour. I've got to hurry up. This is my funny story involving food for the week. My son, and it's funny / not funny. It was not funny at the time. Now it's going to be a funny story. It's probably going to be a funny story for the rest of his life. It was not funny. I got a call from the school on Monday. It's Nico's in the nurse's office, and he's, I saw this pepper in the fridge. Now, my oldest son lives here too, and he likes hot things too. And so I thought that he brought it home, whatever. My youngest decided to take this pepper to school and eat it in front of all of his friends because he likes hot things, and he thought that he was going to be the man and show his friends that he's the man and he can tolerate hot things. He is 100% not the man. It was a Carolina Reaper. And for anybody who doesn't know peppers, I feel like most people know a ghost pepper. A ghost pepper is hot, right? And apparently on the Scoville, I don't even know if I'm saying that right, Scoville chart that measures the heat units in a pepper. I don't know the science behind all this. The ghost pepper has like 1 million to 1.5 million units of hotness. When we get to 1 million, like, why are we even still counting? Why? Then there was something else. I can't remember what. Then there was the Carolina Reaper at 2 to 2.5 million units. The next thing up, the only thing hotter on the chart that I was looking at was US grade pepper spray at 5 million. Okay. He took it to school. He thought he was going to impress his friends. He very clearly... There's got to be a video. I know somebody recorded this. I would love to see the video. Because he has told me that he didn't actually swallow it. He did put the entire thing in his mouth, seeds, all of it, which that's like the heat, right? So he put the whole thing in his mouth, started chomping on it. Immediately regretted all of his life choices. He did spit it out. He didn't actually swallow it. So there's that. But his body was also like in shock. I think that he sent his body into shock, and he was attempting to throw up. Like, he was dry heaving. And I'm like, well, why were you trying to throw up if you didn't even swallow it? And he was like, I had no control. All I could think was, you're lucky you didn't poop your pants at school. Like, I'm surprised your entire body just didn't be like, done. We're done. We're shutting down. I mean, it's like, straight up, it's poison. Like, why are you doing this to yourself? And we had to have a whole conversation about like smart choices and dumb choices and responsibility and da 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 da. I get it. I mean, in the world of dumb choices, it's definitely on the lower end. But I'm like, buddy, we can't do that. The nurse was laughing. I don't think he'll ever do it again. I'm like, great. Okay. Oh my gosh. I talked about last week's Would You Rather, and then I didn't even go into this week's Would You Rather. This week's Would You Rather. If you're still hanging out with me, I'm sorry it's been an hour. I'm rambling way too much. There's still more things I want to talk to you about too. Oh, yuck. I need to show you the Christmas shirts. Yeah, I think I need to show you the Christmas shirts, and that's it. Okay. So, this week's Would You Rather, crafting edition. Would you rather burp confetti or fart glitter? Oh my God. When I saw this one, I'm like Googling like fun would you rathers, right? And I saw this one and I was like, oh my God, yes. Would you rather burp confetti or fart glitter? Y'all need to tell me. I know some people that are straight up allergic to glitter, but I feel like confetti is barely a step above glitter. So you'll have to tell me which one you're going to choose. I definitely know some people are going to be like, okay, if I have to choose, it's going to be the confetti. The only other thing I was going to tell you about was, unfortunately, and I put this all over my social medias, but in case you're not following my social medias and you have ordered shirts from me, my PayPal, my debit card associated with my PayPal account information was hacked. Whatever. I started getting some fraudulent charges, so the card was shut off. The account was like locked until everything was like clear. And now that everything's been cleared, it's 100%. It was the card. It was never the PayPal account itself, which thank goodness. But I think that through the card, I think that like there was purchases made with the card, right? And then I think that the scammers, hackers, whoever they are, then got my email address from making the purchase. And then I also, like, I went to my email and I had like over 80 emails and I'm like, what in the world? I don't ever have that many emails. And I had over 80 emails with, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for subscribing. I'm like, oh my God. So then I went back into my PayPal account and I found a ton of subscriptions that had not been paid yet, thankfully, but they were on there as like reoccurring charges. So I don't know when they were going to go, like when you go on PayPal, you can see like when it was paid. You can't see when it's going to be paid. I don't know. I went in there one by one and just deleted them. There was like 70 something. There were two that were mine. Zoom and LitJoy. Those are the two that were mine. All the rest of them, Farm and Fleet and like a bunch of like farming and like rifle arms armory type. I was like, they're all deleted. PayPal account is secured. I was able to send invoices on Monday. Thank you to everybody who was like, I'm like, sorry for the delay, but this is what's happening. And it was literally, I put my Christmas shirts on sale Friday night. Saturday morning at 5:30 a.m. I started getting text messages that my account was, your purchase could not be completed due to insufficient funds in your account. I'm like, what? What purchases? What's happening? I even, after everything was said and done, still got another email like Sunday or Monday, saying this transaction wasn't completed because this card has been deactivated. I'm like, you guys are still trying to use it? Go away. Go away. Anyways, okay, let's do these Christmas shirts and then I'm gone. That's all I got left is Christmas shirts. So the most popular one by far, since I have listed them on sale, and I mean, it's only been a little under a week, so has been this one. Cozy Stitching Vibes. It's on a light blue shirt and it's with white vinyl. It does only come in this light blue shirt and it does only come in the white vinyl. It does come in every style that is available in light blue. So, long sleeve, hoodie, sweater, t-shirt, soft style. I don't believe V-necks come in this color, so they're not offered. But anything that comes in a light blue color, typically, and this is how it's always going to be, if I set the color, I set the color. I don't set the style. You can get any shirt in that color. So, if you go to the order form, which will be linked down below, Cozy Stitching Vibes. This has been the most popular one, for sure. I think maybe the next most popular one, if I'm going in order, is probably this one. This is being offered on a black shirt. Again, all styles available, even V-necks, because it's black. It's going to get blown out. And it's 'Tis the Season. Boom, there we got it. 'Tis the Season. And so we've got some stitching things in there. Scissors, needle, thread, even a hoop down here with some X's. And then you've got some Christmas things in there too. And this is a green, I feel like you're getting it. This is a green shimmery. I think it's called Electric, and this is not what I typically offer as far as fancy vinyl goes, but that's what is on this holiday shirt. It's a shimmery green. And then we have this one. This is being offered on a green shirt, all styles. And we have Stitching Grows My Heart 3 sizes. If you will remember, the Grinch's heart grew 3 sizes. And then the sleeve, all the red is Twinkle. So I think you can see it best here, but you've got Twinkle, and yeah, Stitching Grows My Heart 3 sizes. I love it. And last but certainly not least, this one is being offered in 2 different colorways, or 2 different colored shirts. So we have it on mostly black shirts. It's black, all styles available. There we go. I don't know why this way works, but this way works. Stitching all the way instead of jingle all the way. And that S is like a candy cane. We've got 2 different shades of green in there, plus the red. So Stitching all the way on a black shirt. Or the other option is that, and I didn't have this in stock, so I just put it on a white shirt. But the other option that's available is the raglan, the 3/4 shirt. So it's got a white bodice and it's got red sleeves. And just imagine the white bodice with the red sleeves. It's going to be super cute. All I had in stock was regular sleeves, so just pretend with me. Stitching all the way, again, in the same exact style, same colors, just on a different colored shirt. So, bam. Those are all the shirts that are available. What else do I have to say? The Ravenclaw color floss of the month. While we're talking promotional things, Ravenclaw colors from Thread the Needle Stitchery, Stacie, is still available. You can still use my code Goddess10. Always use my code Goddess10. 10% off your order. All that stuff is linked down below. Everything. I promise. But if ever you need help with anything and if you don't know how to do the order form or whatever, send me a message. I'm happy to help. Yeah, that's all I've got. So I'm going to get out of here at just over an hour. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get these shorter, but I rambled too much. But anyways, I will see you guys all next week. I hope you all have a very magical stitchy week. And for now, mischief managed. Bye.